Good day, sir. Here's our report about contemporary foreign and economic policy into our choosing three Asian countries, Philippines, Singapore, Japan. And now, this is full name. First report about Philippines. What are the foreign and economic policy in the Philippines? What the President as its principal architect Philippine foreign policy is anchored on their pillars. Number one, preservation and enhancement of national security. Number two, protections of the rights and promotions of the welfare for overseas Filipinos. Ang number 2, promote siya of mga welfare sa mga Filipino. Number 3, promotions and attainment of economic security. So, ga-promote siya mga economic attainment of security of the ng mga citizens of Filipino. Philippine foreign policy, the most important provisions of the 1987 Philippine Constitution which pertain to the framing of Philippine foreign policy are as follows. Article 2, Section 2. The Philippines renounce war as an instrument of national policy, adapt to general accepted principles of international law as part of the law of the land and adheres to the policy of peace, equality, justice. So, ang Section 2, ga-maintain siya og kalinaw. Article 2, Section 7. The state shall pursue an independent foreign policy in its relations with other states. The paramount consideration shall be national sovereignty, territorial integrity, national interest, and the right to self-determination. Public Act known 7157, other ways known as Philippine Foreign Service Act of 1991 gives immediate to the Department of Foreign Affairs to implement the three pillars of the Philippine foreign policy as follows. Here are the three pillars of the Philippine foreign policy. Number 1, preservation and enhancement of the national security. Number 2, promotions and attainment of economic security. Number 3, protections of the rights and promotions of the welfare and interest of Filipino overseas. What kind of foreign policy should Philippines pursue in the relation with other states? Article 2, Section 7. The state shall pursue an independent foreign policy in its relation with other states. The paramount consideration shall be national sovereignty, territory integrity, national interest, and the right to self-determination.
Today, sir, this is Joyce Digit, continue to report about Philippines. The current economic status of the Philippines is Manila. The Philippines economy is assumed to have expanded by 5% in 2021 and it forecasts to grow by 7.5% this year. An economist of Standard Chartered Bank said Friday, January 21, 2022. And now, let's talk about Singapore.
Go.
The contemporary foreign and economic policies of Singapore. Singapore is ready to trade with any state for mutual benefit and maintain an open market economy. Singapore will support and be active in international organizations such as the United Nations. Singapore foreign policies are as follows. As a small state, Singapore has no illusions about the state of our region or the world. Singapore must always maintain a credible and deterrent military defense as the fundamental underpinning for an effective foreign policy. And also, Singapore must promote and work for good relations with our immediate neighbor in all spheres. Singapore stands by its friends who have stood with it in times of need. Singapore is fully committed to the associations of Southeast Asia nation. Or Singapore will work to maintain a secure and peaceful environment in and around Southeast Asia, especially the Asia-Pacific region. Singapore will continue to work for the maintenance for free and open multilateral trading system. Singapore is ready to trade with any state for mutual benefit and maintain an open market economy. What are the economic policy of Singapore? Fiscal policy is a focus on promoting long-term economic growth rather than a cyclical change of dispersing income. As a result of its healthy fiscal position and consistent budget surpluses, Singapore has a high level of foreign reserves and the strongest sovereign credit rating in Asia, October 7, 2019.
Good day, sir. This is Epifania Marino. Continue to report about core principle of Singapore foreign policy. Singapore's foreign policy principles are foreign policy and diplomatic efforts to carve out political and economic space for Singapore has been guided by several important principles. Respect for national sovereignty, insistence on the rule of law, and relevance to the international community. Our gross domestic product (GDP) per capita is the highest in the region. Singapore has a consistently high employment rate thanks to an agile, adaptable, and highly motivated workforce. January 4, 2022. Singapore is a high-income economy with a gross national income of $54,530 per capita as of 2017. The country provides one of the world's most business-friendly regulatory environment for local entrepreneurs and is ranked among the world's most competitive economies. Singapore's annual gross domestic product growth was the fastest since 14.5% expansion in 2010 when the economy emerged from the global financial crisis. The government has previously said it expects GDP to grow 3% to 5% in 2022, January to 2022.
Hello sir, good day. This is Maria Felmaco reporting about Japan foreign and economic policy. Japan foreign economic policies have changed dramatically in the 2010s, rebalancing of core policies, trade investment, economic assistance, geographical redirection of trade and investment flows, greater activism in seeking out a voice in global economic governance, and departure from an inclusive focus on multilateralism to advance trade, liberalization, and financial crisis management through regional and bilateral. This chapter assesses the drivers of Japan's foreign economic policy, activism, as well as the obstacles that have produced a checkered record in terms of implementation. By combining explanation at the systemic, societal, and state level, this analysis elucidates conditions that facilitate policy departures in Japan's economic diplomacy, international crises that threaten core Japanese interest, and disentment with the performance of existing international institutions, a strong domestic advocate that welcomes to policy departure, and streamlined decision-making involving a single ministry that can handle the issue in a technocratic manner. What are the foreign policies of Japan? Japan's main priorities when drafting foreign policy include: number 1, making proactive contribution to peace, promoting Japan's national interests, and 3, working together with others on global issues.
What was the goal of Japanese foreign policy? To attain these objectives, it is important for Japan to conduct its foreign policy with the following guidelines: ensuring prosperity of the world economy, securing the world's peace and stability, promoting such universal values as freedom and democracy, and positively tackling global issues such as environment.
Hello, sir. Good day. This is Florigine Sarcinas reporting about Japan's economic policy. Prime Minister Shinzo Abe's three-pronged approach, dubbed Abenomics and launched in 2013, combines fiscal expansion, monetary easing, and structural reform. Its immediate goal is to boost domestic demand and gross domestic product (GDP) growth while raising inflation to 2%. What kind of economic system does Japan have? The economy of Japan is a highly developed free market economy. It is the third largest in the world by nominal gross domestic product and the fourth largest by purchasing power parity. It is the world's second largest developed economy. Is Japan's economy increasing or decreasing? After witnessing a decline in economic growth in Q3 2021, Japan is poised for a firmer recovery in Q4, which should continue into next year. Policymakers ended the state of emergency for all prefectures in September, paving the way for more in-person economic activity. What is the current economic status in Japan? Japan's economy was the world's second largest, behind the US, from 1968 until 2010. When it was overtaken by China, its gross domestic product in 2016 was estimated to be 4.7 trillion US dollars, and its population of 126.9 million enjoys a high standard of living with per capita gross domestic product of just below 40,000 US dollars in 2015. Here's our last Japan Economic Outlook 2022. In fiscal 2022, real gross domestic product is predicted to increase an average of 3.03% after slumping 4.5% in fiscal 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Real gross development product is anticipated to grow for 2 straight years to fiscal 2022.